Hi there, Dis After Dark listeners, it's Nick. Just to give you prior warning that this week's show there were some sound issues, so you'll probably notice them. So I'm stating the obvious a little bit, but just to give you a bit of a warning that this episode, sound-wise, isn't one of our best, and we do have some issues, especially at the beginning of this week's show. But please bear with us. Hopefully the content will be worthwhile for you, and yeah, hope you enjoy the show.
The Dis After Dark Podcast is sponsored by Unofficial.com, the home of Halloween Horror Nights news and rumors all year round. Find us on the web at www.hhnunofficial.com. So stop the fog machines and clear the cobwebs. It's time for another episode of the podcast that's nearly the same as all the others.
Wendy Presser at Magical Journeys Travel is proud to be a sponsor of the After Dark Podcast Network. Whether you've been to Disney 1 or 100 times, there's still lots of planning involved. Let Wendy be the one up at midnight when your window opens to get that Be Our Guest reservation or that coveted Anna and Elsa fastpass for your own princess. Mention that you heard this ad on one of our podcasts and get $25 off your deposit with any trip package. Be sure to ask about her generous onboard credits for Disney Cruise Lines as well. Find her on Twitter at WP Magic Journeys or WPMagicJourneys.com. Edition of Dis After Dark. I am Nick, and I've got some very angry people joining me this evening because I've been keeping them waiting. I've got Mr. Chris Ripley.
Good evening.
I've got Mr.
That was
Craig
very
Lee.
stern. Good evening.
And I've got my buddy and pal, Mr. Paul Dolan.
Oh, I was going to put an angry voice on, but I can't do that now, can I?
That's exactly why I did it.
Hey, Nick.
So, yes.
I've got my angry eyes on.
Your angry eyes on like Mr. Mazan.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, fortunately and unfortunately, this week you'll get two editions of Dis After Dark. You'll get this episode, and there's a bonus Guardians of the Galaxy review spoiler edition, which I've just recorded, but that overran because of technical difficulties. So these poor guys have been sitting here waiting for me to finish. I've just basically made three men chumps, so I feel terrible. So with that said, what's everybody drinking? Or have they all drunk everything because they've been waiting so long?
I'm drinking a cup of my own piss now.
Because the alcohol comes in.
Yeah. Tastes of sugar puffs.
Oh, what are they called? They're not called sugar puffs anymore, are they? Are they called like honey puffs or something? They're not allowed to be called sugar puffs anymore.
I think sugar puffs is the cast of Grimger and Hosts.
No, it sounds like sugar puffs, but it's something else. Mr. Ripley.
I am drinking a tall, frosty can of Bud Light.
Bud Light.
The drink of champions. So like Craig, I'm also drinking piss.
Is it quenching your thirst like no beer has ever done before?
Can't get enough of that wonderful Bud Light. Sponsorship pending.
Yeah, we must chase them up. And Mr. D, what are you on?
I'm on a German Pavilion, bottle of Beck's.
German Pavilion.
Cheers.
I'm on the American Pavilion. I've got Cherry Pepsi Max because I can run out and get a proper drink. So sorry about that. A swig for the working man. So,
that got up your nose there, lad.
Yeah, a little bit. So that's what happens when it's a bit fizzy still. I think there's quite a few things to cover tonight, apparently. Although saying that, the person that said that is not here tonight, so I don't know. This could be a short show. But we do have a feature that we're going to come to a bit later on. Mr. Craig.
Oh, God. I forgot all about it.
Excellent.
Has anyone done it?
I'd never plan anything, Craig. That's the one thing you should know about me. I don't plan for shows. Just go and record them.
This is okay. Well, we need our top 5 rides at Magic Kingdom before the end of the show.
I've done it.
Think about it.
Oh, so you've all done it?
About
That's right.
Spoiler alert. So, Mr. D, I'm going to go to you first because you had a bit of news that you wanted to talk about on the last show, and we didn't get around to doing it, and it's probably weeks too late now, but I still think it's worth noting.
Did I? Shit.
Here is my
brain cells
why.
Those brain cells have died.
It was to do with
What was I talking about?
transportation. Does that give you enough of a clue?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the new. I forget what they're calling it now. This new backstage service, like an express service.
No.
No.
This was unless I've got confused, but I thought this was the new Sky Trolley type thing that they're building at the
Best show ever. Hello?
Nick?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Nick's dead.
He's gone and he's the only one that knows what's inside my brain. Or what was inside my brain.
Can you not hear me?
Hello?
What's that?
Oh, God.
Let's go.
No, he's gone.
I can hear him.
Nick?
This is a car crash. I can definitely hear that I'm talking.
I can hear you now.
I can hear you now.
I hadn't gone anywhere. So,
No.
Right, let's go back to when people could not hear me. It was to do with...
You keep going, Nick.
It was to do with this new transportation in the sky.
Lucy in the sky with diamonds. Lucy in the sky with diamonds.
I don't think that's what it's called, though. I don't think that's what it's called.
Are we talking about the gondolas?
The gondolas.
Right. The gondolas. Right. Okay, that was a long time ago. It seems a long time ago.
Best show ever.
Oh my God. This is worse than Happy Living.
I was just looking for some...
Do you want me to infill? I got some real hot off the press news.
Then let's go
for
with
it.
that. Let's go with that.
It's got to be better than this.
Well, at unofficial.com, sponsors of Dis After Dark, we've had a few rumours in about... Because we get rumours that are other than Halloween Horror Nights rumours, and we haven't posted this yet, but we've had some rumours in about the new Club 33 locations.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, go on then.
Yeah, because nobody kind of knows where they're going to be. So we've had a list come in from one of our readers. So I'll just reel these off to you. Did you know there's going to be one in each park? Did you know that?
Yeah.
That was the rumor.
You knew that, okay.
Yeah.
Right. So so this is the locations of these lounges supposedly that they're at the moment putting in. The first one at the Magic Kingdom is going to be located behind the Skipper Canyon, which is going to be Adventureland themed. So, that's going to be interesting one. Supposedly that's going to be the main one, and that's going to be serving food at that one, whereas others are going to be mostly just beverages.
So that's in the future. That's where you'll find Lou Mongello outside begging anyone to get him in.
Pretty much. Animal Kingdom's Nomad Bar, which is part of Tiffin's, which is meant to be popular as it is. It's going to be a bittersweet one if they take away something that's quite popular. Because all the others are pretty much areas that aren't occupied at the moment. The Norway Pavilion has got a lounge tucked away that's going to be Frozen themed.
Norway.
Oh,
Heading on the menu.
There's going to be one on the first floor in one of the buildings that they've just built at Disney Springs.
Okay.
And then the final one, which is meant to be the most interesting, which is going to need the most amount of building work, is in a location called the Catwalk Bar at the studios. And it was a bar that was open at the studios when it first opened, but it closed a few years after. It's technically above, what was it called? Is it Bear in the Big House or something?
Bear in the Big Blue House.
Yeah, or whatever it was is there. No, Disney Junior, isn't it?
It's now, that's now Disney Junior Live, yeah.
Yeah, Disney Junior Live. There's a bar there above that, and supposedly they're going to be building some kind of balcony, so it's more like the Club 33 in Disneyland, so that you'll be able to go in there and watch whatever nightly show that they have at the studios.
Wow.
So yeah, those are the rumoured lounge locations.
I'm so angry that rich people are getting to spend their rich money while us peasants are just having to walk around outside. I'm so angry.
Oh, you millennial. It's
Get rich.
it's a weird one because, surely part of the appeal of Club 33 as it stands is, one, it's members only, and there's a higher fee to become a member, but also that there's only one of them.
Yeah, it's about $50,000 to join, and then $10,000 a year.
I mean, it's just
two.
Yeah, one for you and your wife.
Sign you up. But supposedly the way this is being pushed was it's mostly for the Golden Oaks community residents, the people that are buying these £1 million mansions built behind the Magic Kingdom somewhere.
Yep.
So,
rich people.
Yeah, the one percenters, as they call them.
But I mean, the thing is, like, how would they do it? Would they do like a club hopper pass? So you pay like $100,000 and you get access to all 5 of the bars? I don't know. I don't know what the plan is with it.
It seems, Club 33 was quite an exclusive, or is quite an exclusive place in California. To have so many of them straight off the bat seems a bit odd to me. You think you'd have one, prove it's successful, and then add another one if it is.
You might not call it Club 33.
Yeah.
Well, I can't call them all Club 33.
Yeah.
Might call it S Club 7.
Club 30. I was going to go for Club 34, but then I can't remember what I was talking about 2 weeks ago. So just ignore me.
But some of the rumours have said that, like, for example, the Nomad Lounge is supposedly going to be part of this thing, and then others were saying that they're going to take over half of the Skipper Canteen. If they're taking away things that used to be part of the experience, is that different to them refurbing areas that are empty backstage?
I can feel my blood boiling now.
Why?
I'm getting angry because they're taking some stuff away from us peasants.
To give to rich people.
Oh, it's just...
Come the revolution. They'll be first against the wall.
I'm going to burn Minnie's bra.
I saw a documentary about this the other day called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
Robin Hood, Little John, walking through the forest.
Good lally, hoodly lally, golly, what a day.
Minnie wears bras.
Minnie wears bras.
Yeah. Do you think Goofy's lipstick ever pops out?
Right, so back to these clubs. Oh God, this is a really hard card to control tonight.
We were talking about Highway in the Sky.
Yeah,
kind of in a sort of roundabout way. Well, I was looking at dining the other night, and there's a Highway in the Sky dine around.
Ooh.
You guys heard of that?
On
I've heard of it.
On the monorail.
Yeah.
Yeah. You get to eat your tea, freaking in a sweaty fucking monorail, stinking of piss, with baby wet wipes all over the floor.
There must be some... I don't even know how that works. Surely the monorail's on. How does that work?
I don't know what...
So you meet at the Contemporary.
Yeah.
And in the Wave. And you have relax and mingle with your fellow diners, enjoying a welcoming appetizer and specialty cocktail.
Oh God, I can think of
before setting. Yeah. Before setting off on your Epicurean odyssey. There you go. How's that for a word? Yeah, and then you go to the Polynesian. And then you go to the Grand Floridian.
But what's
do you get off, or you just sit on the monorail?
No, that you get off.
You get off, don't you?
That.
I was going to say. Otherwise, what's stopping you
So
taking
you have...
McDonald's onto a monorail?
Yeah, you can do your own.
That is the budget version. Yeah.
By the time you've got from McDonald's onto the monorail, the McDonald's would be cold.
No. Because if you're like me, you have an insulated cool bag. Like today,
at all times.
I went into town today. I knew I was going to Asda. Other supermarkets are available. And
where is your town?
Basildon.
Leamington Spa.
Oh God, that is a dire place. So I went into. Actually, ours is a Walmart. Asda Walmart for some reason. It's got a Walmart sign outside. But I knew I was probably going to go and buy some frozen food, so I took with me my over-the-shoulder cool bag, and that keeps food cold or hot depending. If I'm going KFC,
it's a fashion accessory as well.
It is. It's blue.
I used to look up to you, Nick.
But you're a fool.
You were a follower of fashion. You had a little hat on. You had a bit of a growth on your face. You were a man about town, and now you're the man about the cool bag.
Oh, mate, I wear cravats and scarves. I mean, I don't follow fashion at all. Well, I do.
So anyway, getting back to Walt Disney World.
So how much?
Eventually,
how much is dining experience costing then?
I don't know. I can't see a price for it, but it must be quite expensive. It's 5 courses, so you start at Contemporary, then you go Polynesian for appetizers and drinks, then you go Grand Floridian, and you get champagne, and you go to Citrico's, which is a signature, and then you go back to the Contemporary and you get like a private viewing area, which is probably up in the California Grill, and you get desserts and cheese and bits and pieces. I don't think it's dairy, but you get some kind of cheese. And I'm guessing that's a few quid. Yeah.
Well, if there's no price for it, you're probably right.
I've got a Dairy story. We were in our friends having a meal. Right, up in Ormskirk. It's very posh. They're very posh. They have nice wine. There is posh. And they have lots of nice wine. And at the end of the night, we were around there. There were 6 of us. My sister-in-law, brother-in-law were with us. And we're all being suave and sophisticated. And we're quaffing at the wine. And we're indulging in some cheeses with biscuits and whatnot. And my sister-in-law pipes up, have you got any dairy, Lee? I don't like any of this cheese. She wasn't invited back. She was not invited back.
You can take it anywhere, but only once.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's $160 plus tax.
160?
Not Craig's cheese party. A Highway in the Sky, $160 plus tax.
That's not that bad, is it? I don't think that's that bad.
Yeah, I mean, for the experience, I suppose it's...
Well, I'm trying to think how much...
It's expensive, but...
Well, how much is Victoria and Albert?
It's a unique experience, I guess.
How much is Victoria and Albert's?
But aren't they just charging you to use the monorail.
Yeah,
essentially.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, but how much is Victoria and Albert's?
Oh, a lot.
How much?
Victoria and Albert's.
Well,
$200-$300 each, I suppose.
No, it wasn't as much as that.
Really?
It was. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was. When was that? 2 years ago we went. I think it was $125 a head. That wasn't any drinks, other than like coffees at the end. But it wasn't. It was $125.
Would you recommend that?
For a special occasion. I mean, that was our big wedding anniversary. So that was the one and only time we've been. And actually, to be fair, the kids paid for it. So yeah, if you're getting your kids to pay for it, then I'd definitely recommend it.
I think.
Or you could just take it from the kids.
I think the California Grill, for two of us, and I think we might have had one or two drinks, like alcoholic drinks. I think that was about $250 for that. So, I mean, I'm don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's cheap at all. I'm not saying that. I mean, $160 a head is still a lot of wonga, but you know, as you say, it's not something you'll be doing on a nightly basis. It's not something you do on every trip. But as a unique dining experience, it could be quite fun.
Yeah.
Just means
and you get viewing of the fireworks. I mean, it probably is the whole evening. By the time you go, you know, you're eating in 4 different restaurants, plus drinkies.
Well, very good point.
Yeah.
Speaking of eateries, did anyone see the rumour today about a new restaurant they're thinking of opening up that's themed?
Haunted Mansion?
Yes.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I'd go for that. I'd love that.
Where would they put it, though? Where would it go?
Just in the Haunted Mansion somewhere.
They've already got a ride there.
No, I'll tell you where it'd go. It'd be that Columbia Harbour House place.
Yes. Just across the way from the Haunted Mansion shop.
Yeah, perfect location.
Oh, yeah. It would just spread that atmosphere of the hauntedness out a little bit more. I'm all for that. Well, I could spend hours in that shop, so I'm eating there. Take me money. I've never been in the Harbour House.
It's all right. It's a good quick service place.
They could do a good job because, you know, if you think about it, I always like for theming the 50s primetime diner. Because I just think that the people in there, they are playing characters. And everybody...
Oh, it'd be like going to have your tea with the Addams family, wouldn't it?
That's what I mean. So if they're going to do it like that and, you know, it comes to your table, would you like some drinks, sir? You know, that would be brilliant.
Oh, take me money.
Yeah.
The only downside is, and I experienced from Halloween Horror Nights for this one, is I get invited to that Halloween Horror Nights buffet thing they do every year, and I can never face it because I literally do not want to choke. And if I'm trying to eat me battered shrimp or whatever it is, and I've got a vampire jumping up on me, Craig's going to be doing the Heimlich more times than, you know.
I hadn't thought of that, to be fair.
Yeah, just talking in practicalities.
Craig is tall enough to do the Heimlich, though. Let's not forget. So that is very true. So anyway, these gondolas.
Just checked out California, Victoria and Albert's. By God, it's gone up a lot. It's $235 now.
Ooh, bloody hell! So it has gone right up there.
It's gone up $110 in 2 years. Ooh, that's a head.
That's 4 head.
That's I mean, that's comparable to
for that price. Yeah.
That's comparable to going to Hess and Blumenthal's, though, and having these 10 course or whatever it is meal at the Fat Duck or something. His restaurant. Can't remember what it's called.
Yeah. The Fat Duck. Yeah.
But like, that when I was looking, that was about 200 quid a head.
Yeah.
12 horses, so yeah, it's not great. Yeah, so that was what I wanted to talk about. Was there anything else that you
What other news and rumours have we got then?
I got a rumour. The Shining coming to Halloween Horror Nights, although it's nothing whatsoever to do with Disney.
It's a rumour.
It's a rumour. We broke it first on hhnunofficial.com, sponsors of the Dis After Dark Podcast Network.
Other podcasts are available.
But none as professional as us.
We're putting the story out first. In your face, Lee.
Yeah, no, actually, this story probably are. Yeah, that's a good point. But was there any?
Their show's already out.
Yeah, but it won't have that news, will it?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
Up yours, Roundhead.
Slaphead.
I think he's starting to like me again now. So I've got to try and upset him again. So was there any other Disney news that people had taken note? Well, actually, I suppose the only other thing that now I don't know how this has happened, but have you seen footage taken from the Avatar boat ride?
Yes.
So
no.
Is it a soft opening, or is somebody just trying their luck a little bit?
They had a sort of preview event. It's not fully opened yet, but they had a preview event recently, didn't they?
Yeah, the Dis Unplugged were there, weren't they?
Yeah,
that's where I seen all the footage from.
Yeah,
it's on
ITM.
Yeah,
it's something as well.
It's gone on to CNET's website and everything now, and The Verge and everything. That footage.
Wow.
It's absolutely breathtaking. I've never seen an animatronic like it in my life.
Yeah, I will say. I mean, I think there's only one animatronic. I've not looked at the whole. I've not looked at the whole ride, but I've seen a few clips from it, and I think there's only one animatronic. But yeah, what's an animatronic?
But there's a but here, right? Say there's only one on that ride, and it's really, really good. Would you rather have Pirates that's got 100 shit animatronics, or just one good one?
Well, I'll tell you what, you say that
you
about
can't
Pirates.
call the redhead shit.
You say that about Pirates, but I saw footage from Disneyland the other day, and there was a really realistic animatronic on there the other day.
I know, and he was drunk as well, just like all the others.
Hence realistic.
I'm surprised he didn't fall in.
That was the outtakes.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm
still
with
like
you.
the redhead.
I'm with you. I mean, I love Pirates, but yes, quite a few of those animatronics that are you can definitely tell they're of much older technology. But yeah, you know, I think if you can do one that well, and I mean the thing is, if they can now do animatronics like that, I would love to see what else they can do around the park. Because Universal seems to have this fear of doing animatronics, but you know, Disney still seems to be the kings of that game.
The Seven Dwarfs in the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train are breathtaking.
Yeah, they're really good.
Anna and Elsa in the Frozen ride are breathtaking. This animatronic is off the scale. Don't get me wrong, the Harry Potter goblins are all right, but they're in the same. They're not the shit. The crap compared to that.
Yeah, they are Pirates League. I mean, the thing with the Anna and Elsa and the Seven Dwarfs is they've got that kind of that new technology with the face projection, isn't it?
Yeah,
I don't really understand exactly how it works, but it's like a projection onto the face of the animatronic to make it more animated. But I mean, it's weird because when you saw that advert for Avatar that they were releasing a few months ago to hype it up as opening soon, and that animatronic talks to you with the camera, it looks creepy as fuck. But when you see it in the context of the attraction, it just looks amazing. I mean, it looks like it is somebody playing a character. It doesn't look like it could be an animatronic. That's how good the quality of it is. At the same time, the ride itself, and again, only from the clips I've seen, does look like a cross between It's a Small World and the E.T. adventure. So
it'd be half good then.
Yeah, there is that. But I'll be interested to see what the other attractions are like. Well, the other attraction, there's only 2 attractions, isn't there? Or is there 3?
Just the 2.
Yeah.
2, yeah. I tell you now, I've said this on every podcast that I've been on recently, that area is going to kill Potter.
No.
You will see crowds at that park as never. It's going to smash all the records at that park.
Well, yeah, because there's nothing else there.
It's going to be huge. They're going to be queuing up for days. They're going to be sleeping out, camping out. I guarantee you.
Did you guys see my little conversation with Universal this week?
No.
Well, you know that Disney are selling these Avatar sex tales.
No.
What? Yeah, you could in Avatar. I haven't seen it. Supposedly, the tale you can have sex with other avatars.
Yeah.
You can buy the Avatar sex tales in the gift shop in Avatar Land.
Are they edible or wearable?
Wearable.
Oh.
You can wear them like a belt around your waist. And we messaged Universal and said to them, is it okay for us to wear our Avatar sex towels at Halloween Horror Nights? Because Halloween Horror Nights at Bill and Ted Show is the show that all constantly takes the piss out of Avatar. And Universal said, no, you can't wear them because that would be a costume and you're not allowed to wear costumes at Halloween Horror Nights.
What if you've actually got a tail?
Some people do.
People from Kirby have got tails.
I was disappointed, Chris, that every time you said what that product was, you didn't add a woohoo to the end of it. Let's try
At least
again.
we've got the show title anyway.
What are they selling at Disney?
Avatar sex towels.
Woo! Because it plays in because DuckTales is coming back this summer.
I know.
Have you seen the thing they're touring around with actually? So I shared a video on the Facebook page. There's I think it's going to be at D23, and I don't know if it's going on a tour of malls or what it's doing. But there is a ball pit, but instead of it being filled with plastic balls, it is filled with either soft or plastic.
Oh, money!
Yeah, so you can jump into Scrooge McDuck's money pit.
They're just disease beds, though, aren't they? Amanda's right.
Oh, they are.
I always have a wee in a ball pit.
Oh, Craig, you wee everywhere.
I had a job once.
Yes.
I had a job once where we were refurbishing a kids' fun area that had gone bust. And the ball pit, I kid you not, we had to get environmental health to get rid of it because there was so many germs and viruses and all sorts on these balls.
So can you imagine that in a Florida-type state of environment?
Well, I don't know what I do there.
Oh, God.
Because it's now cool in London, in hipster places like Hackney, where they now have... Shoreditch, especially, the adult ball pits. And so you can go to these places and there's ball pits specifically for adults with a bar, so you can have cocktails, and they have to clean those balls every night.
Wow.
Yeah. Do
you clean your balls every night?
Don't we all, darling?
I do clean my balls quite regularly. I like to make sure my balls are always fresh and clean. So,
I clean my balls about 6 or 7 times a day, to be fair.
Polishing them is not the same as cleaning them, Craig.
So, Guardians 2 has come out in the UK this week. And it comes out in America next week. I'm just trying to see if I can see how well it's done so far, actually. Because they're not...
Is it good?
I'm sure P-Dub said it's done 100 million over here, or worldwide, without the American market. Over the weekend.
Let's have a look. I'm just trying to find I've got a page for it now.
Woohoo!
Oh, hang on. Oh no, well, I take it back. Oh no, sorry, I take it back because I thought you said 100 million UK. It debuted with 101.2 million from 58% of the overall international market. Number one in all territories. UK, it opened with $15.5 million, which in today's exchange rate is about £14 million, isn't it? £14.5 million, might be £15 million actually, thinking about it. That's a big opening. It's a big opening for the UK, so that's good. Okay, so Chris, you asked me if it was any good. You'll have to listen to our bonus pod. I'll tell you, I loved it. If you like the first Guardians, this one is just as good. It's not a crappy Marvel sequel. So this isn't Age of Ultron. This isn't Thor 2. This is a film that lives up to the highs of the original. So I know not everyone's a fan. Like I know P-Dubs is not a massive fan of the first Guardians. If you don't like the first Guardians, this probably isn't going to change your mind too much. In some ways, I think there are things that are better in this one. I think overall, I said on the bonus that I think I still prefer the first one at this moment, but I've only seen this film once. And I've seen the original Guardians quite a few times. So, there's that. But I do think it's probably the funniest Marvel film and the most touching Marvel film in a long, long time, if not of all of them. So, it deserves all the plaudits. I think it's going to do really well. It says Disney estimates the opening is 57% ahead of the original, and it's 50% ahead of Captain America: The Winter Soldier.
Come on.
Yeah, it's going to do all right. I agree with you, Chris. I don't think it's going to beat Beauty and the Beast in terms of Disney films released this year. I think Beauty and the Beast will still be the film to beat until Star Wars smashes it with 2 weeks left of the year. But no, I mean, I think it is going to be a massive hit for them. I mean, to be honest, I didn't see a whole lot of merchandise when the first film came out, but every shop I've been into today has had various bits of Guardians merchandise, mainly toys, which is weird because there's not even a proper toy line for this film. But yet there's still lots of Guardians toys out, especially groups. So I think it's going to be a big hit for them, and it's got one of the best openings I've ever seen of any film. The opening sequence is worth the price of admission alone. It's brilliant, really, really good. So
do you think Guardians is touching on, like with Stranger Things, with this kind of retro sci-fi vibe that seems to be popular at the moment?
I hope so.
It's a tough one because I mean, Stranger Things is obviously set in the 80s, but it's just filmed in a style that's of programs in the 80s. I don't really think Guardians is filmed in the same way. Obviously the music is extremely retro, but I don't think visually I wouldn't consider it very retro. It's far too futuristic for me. At the same time, without giving things away, there are quite a few retro things in the film. So that's not to say that there's no kind of retro appeal to it at all. But yeah, I wouldn't say on the same kind of level as a Stranger Things or something of that. Like Super 8. That was a very 80s inspired film, wasn't it? But no, it's definitely the most fun of the Marvel franchises anyway. I think. Right. Was there any other news that anyone wanted to bring up?
Don't think so.
No.
No.
Well, in that case, Mr. Craig Lucas.
All right, lad.
Do you want to? You kind of mentioned it a little bit at the beginning of the show, but do you want to just go through?
Build a snowman.
If you want. By the way, before we go on with Craig's feature, having now probably seen Moana once in the 7,000 times I've had to sit through it recently, I think it's better than Frozen.
Yeah, I agree.
I think the songs are crap. And not to say, I mean, obviously the songs in Frozen were good, but I think the songs in Moana are fantastic. I think Lin-Manuel Miranda's a genius. I think the comedy's good. I think the characters are great. It's just got a lot going for it. A hell of a lot going for it.
Yeah, definitely. It's head and shoulders above Frozen.
I just hope it doesn't get too boring.
Aren't they thinking about doing a ride based on this film now?
What, Moana?
I did.
Yeah, did you see that rumour?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. It was like the volcano mountain, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were talking about.
But I can't see them putting a volcano in the Magic Kingdom when Universal are building a great big bloody volcano just off the I-4.
Yeah.
They could just stick a volcano on Spaceship Earth, rip that out, and just put an overlay, because that's all they seem to do now anyway.
I thought I saw
Okay.
the rumours they were going to put it near the Polynesian,
Mm,
which would be really odd.
no. Well, they said Adventureland, and the problem is I'm not sure that there is an expansion pad there. I mean, I know there's one to the right-hand side of Big Thunder Mountain, but then they have said for years that Tom Sawyer Island was the next on the chopping block.
Right.
Stick a volcano on that, couldn't you?
Yeah, there's enough room, isn't there?
You could have them boats going round molten lava.
Mm.
I'm up for that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's probably enough news for this week. But Craig, there was a little challenge, I suppose, that you were going to put in front of us. So, if you want to go into more detail.
Yeah, well, I'm a big viewer of That Florida Guy, as we all are, I'm sure.
Who?
That Florida Guy.
Which one?
And him, the little Geordie buffoon who goes by the bearded name of Gary.
Oh, I thought you meant Lee Malaby, and then you said bearded.
Yeah. Oh, exactly.
The only thing that's bearded on him is his bumhole. So, Gary and his Judy
Gally. Yep.
have started a weekly top 5 list, and I've asked his permission for us to steal the feature. So they just go through their top 5s very quick, very bounce, and it's good fun. So this week we're going to nick it, and we're going to just see if people want to get involved with us and mail in their top 5s, and we'll collate all that information together and pretend to do an ultimate listeners poll and all that. So this week we're doing the top 5 rides at Magic Kingdom.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Cool. How do you want to do? Do you want to do?
So we're going.
Do a top 5 or?
Well, I'll start with 5, and then just give a little brief outline as to why you like that ride or whatever, or just go because it's all right, yeah. And then we'll go the 4s, and then the 3s, and then the 2s, and then the 1s. So we're going age order.
Well, which age order?
Youngest first.
When Nick and I are the same age, so that doesn't work.
Okay, tallest.
Okay.
That really works.
Okay, so my number 5 is Thunder Mountain.
Big Thunder Mountain.
Yeah, I love going on this ride every single time. I love the upgrades they've done. I love sitting next to one of my girls and just listening to them cackling and howling all the way through it. The arms up in the air. I just love everything about it. It is pure white knuckle family fun.
Yeah.
Good choice.
I don't think anyone's going to argue with that.
So go ahead, who's the next tallest?
I'm 6'1". I don't know about you guys.
I'm 5'9".
Also,
on a good day.
P-Dubs is little. He's only about 5'2".
I'm 5'9" as well.
None of this works.
What?
All right, let's
What?
we'll go Mr. D next. Go on.
My fifth one. All right, I got to be controversial. So,
Stitch.
is it only rides, or can it be just attractions full stop?
Yeah. Just the rides, attractions, all that.
Okay. All right, so my number 5 was Wishes then.
Wow.
I know it's just about to change.
Doesn't matter.
And actually, when we go, we'll be there for the last showing of Wishes and then the first showing of the new one.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, what?
And so will Amanda. Yeah.
Are you going to be there for both of them?
Are you going to be there for the last Wishes for sure.
That is going to be emotional, that.
Yeah, it's going to be enormous. They're adding in the 360-degree fireworks as well.
Oh.
So it's got like a tag on it, I think.
They're flying in all the choir who sang it. They're all in wheelchairs now in Zimmer frames and everything.
Wishes. I find Wishes emotional anyway.
And do you know what? I'll still get some twat in front of me with a massive iPad.
Yeah.
Oh God, I hate those iPads.
Bloody thing. Never mind.
Well, just watch it on the iPad. You'll be all right.
Yeah, that's what I did last time. It was great.
Like watching it on the telly.
Yeah.
So go on.
Wishes.
Wishes.
Yeah, you can't not watch it and have a good time.
You can if you're watching it for an iPad. Mr. Ripley, what about you?
I'm a big comedy fan. I love stand-up comedy. So my number 5 is The Jungle Cruise.
Oh, that was going to be my number 5.
You're going to say Monster Laugh Floor.
Well, I know the jokes are corny. I know we've heard them all a million times, but I think if you've got a good skipper who's incredibly dry, there's another joke for you. Then Jungle Cruise is the one for you.
Well, we missed it in the news, but that's getting an overlay apparently, which Disney have denied.
Yeah,
well,
denied.
It's only because The Rock's come out and said that. I mean,
yeah.
Let's be honest, he's going to star in the film, but I think, the only way I can see them doing any kind of overlay is if they think that this Jungle Cruise film is going to be like the new Pirates.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, what would be the point?
They might have got him to write the theme tune, sing the theme tune.
Well, he's the biggest movie star on the planet right now.
I love him.
Oh, I do.
I'd love to bathe him.
In Baywatch. I was talking yesterday and on the bonus pod actually about how the fact that when I used to watch him as a wrestler, he was never like the best wrestler, but on the microphone he was amazingly entertaining, and I always hoped he would go far, but never thought he would. And yeah, now he's like the biggest movie star on the planet. It's crazy. So like Chris, I was going to say the Jungle Cruise, but to not be so boring as to say the same thing so quickly, I do, and again it's cheesy, but I do find the jokes quite funny on the Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor.
Oh, good choice.
Yeah,
that guy. That. You're that guy.
I was that guy once. Okay, my number 4, Splash Mountain. And basically, it's all the same as Thunder Mountain. All the same reasons, really. The kids absolutely love it. That drop is absolutely phenomenal. And you may get wet. So, yeah. How do you do? Henna man a henna, henna me who, henna man a henna.
Tell you a funny story. For years and years, there's a line as you're coming down the slide in the dark. And for years and years, the whole family thought the line was, "Pretty good, show us your balls." and it might well be. I don't know.
See, I thought it was show us your balls as well.
Yeah. It's something else.
Everyone thinks it is. I mean, even our good friend Adam Sultana not related to the guitarist of the same name. He says that quite regularly on Grim Grinning Hosts even, as that line. But I just think it's become famously that is what people think the line is, even though it wasn't.
Pretty good, show us your mum. That's the other one I've heard people say.
Pretty good, show us your mum. Well, I want to see mine.
I'm looking it up. I'm Googling it.
Or none. Pretty good shows you none. You might have a nun with you.
So go on, Mr. D. What's your next one?
My next one. Mickey's Filler Magic.
For God's sake, why is everyone taking my ones?
It's what it is. Doesn't matter.
I think it
just shows great minds think alike.
True.
Yeah, I know it's dated a little bit, and it doesn't get very good crowds these days, unfortunately. But I still think it's great. I think it's just really well put together.
Yep.
Really showcases, the movies. It's one of the few things you can see Mickey in. It's still really good.
Yeah.
So there you go. I don't care.
I
like
it. I you know what? It's the one attraction that I had heard rumours about for a long time, going to Disneyland Paris, and hoping that it would do in the studios, and it never did. And I think it was a bit of a missed opportunity that they didn't put it in one of the two soundstages they have in the studios that has Cinemagique, or had Cinemagique and Animagique. I always thought we could have got in one of those, but yeah. And I mean, the other thing I love about Cinemagique is the Donald Duck at the end when he gets shot through the what is it, trombone?
Yeah, that's right.
Spoilers.
Spoilers for anyone that's not gone on a ride that's been open for 15 years. But yeah, and him crashing through the wall at the back. I just think it's a great last joke to end the attraction. I think, to be honest, they could probably just update the film a bit like what I did with Spider-Man, and it would still work.
Yeah.
Just change the theme.
Yeah, I think it could.
But I think they could do a good job with that if they wanted to.
Okay, Splash Mountain. Do you want to know what the actual words are?
Got it.
Pretty
or
good.
do you want to just stay with?
Is it pretty good, sure as you're born?
Yeah. Pretty good, sure as you're born.
Right. Not show as your mum.
No.
Not shave your balls.
No.
Shows you none.
That's
pretty
not what it
good.
says here.
Pretty good, show us your Bud Light.
if they sponsor this show. Mr. Ripley, what's
Chris's number 4?
Yeah.
Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster.
I love it.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's brilliant. I think it could just be a little bit longer. Yeah. But other than that, I think it's a brilliant ride.
That's what my wife said.
Yeah.
she's not been on the ride. Yeah, I mean, I've not been on it. I've seen the animatronics that we were talking about earlier on, and they do look phenomenal. Phenomenal. But yeah, it's one of the rides that I look forward to.
And top tip: sit in the back row. You can ask them for that.
Can you really?
Yeah, you can ask them. They'll hold you back, sit you in the back row. That's where it goes at the fastest, and that's where you get swung around the most.
Right. Isn't it? Does it not depend as well who you go on there with? Like weight.
Oh yeah, you need to go on it with someone that's really heavy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, go on with me. I'll sit on your knee.
Sounds like a plan. Right, that's everyone's 4.
My number 3 is Seven Dwarf Mine Train.
Okay.
And last time we went on twice. The first time was perfection, beautiful, everything was wonderful. The second time I went on, I pushed our lap bar down just a little bit too far and nearly cut our even off. And I'm waving at the cast member trying to get her back to release the bar, and she thinks I'm waving at us, and she just sends us on our way. So I spent all ride trying to alleviate the pressure on our Eve's gut. She didn't enjoy the ride one bit, but the photo pass on it is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, it's good.
Phenomenal.
So, Mr. D, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Space Mountain. Like Space Mountain.
My least favourite.
I know it's rattly, but it's got that kind of 1970s version of the future. You know, you've got that music as you go in, that sort of plinky plonky spacey music, and all they're not really animatronics because they don't move, but all the sets and then the ride itself is a bit of a laugh. I know it's a bit rattly, but you feel like you're going much faster than you're actually going. Yeah, it's a good fun ride. Like it.
I keep thinking I'm going to get my arms chopped off on that.
Well, I keep thinking I'm going to get my head chopped off, but then I'm only 5'9".
Oh, you want to be 6'5", son?
But have you seen that thing that they? And I'm assuming they use it for Space Mountain.
Okay.
Have you seen that device they have to build the roller coasters, which makes sure that the gap is big enough that if you did stick your arms up, they wouldn't touch anything.
Oh, thing of wood, the arc of wood.
I don't know what it's called.
It's like a big rainbow.
Yes. Yeah, and it goes along the track to make sure that no one could harm themselves by reaching out. Yeah, so I think that's right. That thing that stops you from killing yourself. Right, Mr. Ripley, what was your number 3?
Just very briefly, breaking news in Epcot food and wine booths have been announced.
Oh, go on then.
They got 2 new ones, Spain and India.
Oh,
you can get a curry. Get a curry at Epcot. Right, my number 3 has got 100 really shit animatronics. It's Pirates of the Caribbean. But no, I love Pirates of the Caribbean. I love the queue of that ride.
Yeah.
The queue is good. It's not the best of the Pirates, but it is good.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing, because I would have put Pirates here, and we'll get to my number 2 in a minute, but I don't think it's the best version of that attraction. But I'll always have fond memories of riding it. That was the first one I'd gone on that had been updated with the Pirates kind of additions, the Pirates of the Caribbean movie additions. Yeah.
And the Disneyland one has got a real drunk actor in there, so
that's
Johnny Depp.
I know.
But we are
appeared.
We are only talking about Disney World's version, but I'm a big fan of Pirates as well, actually.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right. So that brings us
to... Who's next then?
No, mine would have been Pirates.
All right, okay.
As well. So number
2. Well, mine's Pirates. And I love everything.
A pirate's life for me.
Everything you said, I agree with. The queue. I love the 2 skeletons playing chess, and I just love everything about it. Yeah.
I watched a video again the other day of the Shanghai version.
Of the Shanghai version's out of this world.
Yeah, it just looks so good. And I'll tell you, one of the little touches that I really liked about it, which I don't think I picked up on the first time, is they have, in one of the early scenes on that ride, they have the pirates trapped behind bars trying to get the keys from the dog.
Yeah.
But they're all skeletons.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Including the dog, and it's just like a nice homage to the original attraction, I think, because there's not much else other than that's similar. But no, it looks so good, so good.
Well, that's the first Pirates based on the films, isn't it? Not the other way around.
Correct. Yeah,
phenomenal.
Mr. D, what's your number 2?
My number 2 was Splash Mountain.
Okay.
And the only other thing I would say about Splash Mountain is it's great in the daytime, but I think it's even better at night. So it is one of those rides, because it goes outside, that it's a completely different experience, day versus night.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done it.
And I prefer it at night.
Oh, yeah. It's beautiful.
And if you're really lucky. Sorry?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. If you're really lucky and you're on it, just as the fireworks are going off, you get a little bonus, a little plus.
Well, all the little bird houses are all their lights are on, aren't they?
Yeah.
And you can hear them singing in their little houses and all that type of stuff. It's brilliant.
That's right. As long as it's all working.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my number 2.
What's yours, Mr. Ripley?
My number 2 is Thunder Mountain.
Number 2.
Have they updated it yet?
It was updated, I think, a couple of years ago.
No, but with the dynamite effects that they've got at Disneyland.
I don't think so.
In the queue, you could wind up a little thingy and then detonate, and it would set explosives off on the ride itself. I seem to remember that.
But in the Disneyland versions, because the Paris one's got this as well now, it's got almost like a projection mapping effect.
Yeah, I've seen that when I was there in February.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a real random fact about Thunder Mountain, if you like.
Please do.
Now, this is true. You can Google this. Thunder Mountain at Walt Disney World is a medical cure for kidney stones. It's absolutely true. You can Google it. They've done scientific research on this. If you suffer with kidney stones, you have a higher chance of passing them if you ride the Thunder Mountain ride at Walt Disney World.
Wow.
What about Tower of Terror?
No, supposedly only Thunder Mountain and only the Thunder Mountain in Florida is the ride you need.
You're getting confused there, Mr. D. Tower of Terror relieves constipation.
Oh, God.
My number 2 is...
you could get that on the NHS then, couldn't you?
You could do. Private medical insurance or... Yeah.
My number 2 is the Haunted Mansion.
Whoa,
number 2.
Yeah, I mean it's a classic ride. I don't know what you can say too much about the Haunted Mansion, except for, as much as I love it, I do wish that they would do the Haunted Mansion holiday overlay, so I could see that without having to go to California. But yeah, I mean it's an iconic ride that's stood the test of time.
It's not as good as people say.
Oh, I love it.
No, the overlay.
Oh, right, I was going to say.
Yeah. It's all right.
So that's my number 2. So
yeah,
number 1,
okay.
people.
My number 1 is Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
I love going on it with our Eve, because even though she's 13, the last time she was 11, she still hides, snuggles into me and won't look at anything. But I can still pick out new stuff every time I ride that ride. I can still find new ghosts and everything. So, yeah, I love it.
Excellent. Mr. D?
Well, I would have said Haunted Mansion, but just to be different, I'll say Carousel of Progress.
What?
You are
Great,
flicker.
big, beautiful. All right then, Stitch's Great Escape.
Get in,
It's Haunted Mansion. It's Haunted Mansion. There's something about a spooky theme that everybody likes, I think, and I think Craig mentioned it earlier. If you get good cast members, so particularly if you go at Halloween, that it's great because the cast members just add so much.
Yeah.
And I'd like to see more of that on more attractions, themed cast members.
Yep.
I know it costs money, but it makes the difference.
It doesn't cost money. Why does it cost money?
Well, it might if you got to add them to the attraction, but yeah, even if you just themed the existing cast members,
that's what you got to do, though.
It would add something.
Surely that comes down to training. Right?
Yeah.
Do you if you want to be on the Haunted Mansion, if you want to work on the Haunted Mansion, we need you to be in character, have some workshops, whatever, have some auditions, and do it like that.
Mm-hmm.
The problem with a lot of these things, they just throw people at the ride and hope for the best.
Yeah, but then on the Jungle Cruise, they need it to plus up the ride, because if it was just straightforward Jungle Cruise, it is pretty dated. But if you get somebody on Tower of Terror who hams it up, and if you get somebody on Haunted Mansion, it makes a difference. A bit like Primetime Cafe.
Yep.
So to me, that could be a bit more of the Disney difference. As the competition hots up between Disney and Universal.
So, Mr. Ripley, you're number one.
People acting it up with their sex tales in the Animal Kingdom.
Mr. Ripley, what's your number one?
Well, could there be any doubt, considering I have a Haunted Mansion magic band? It is obviously 999, even shitter animatronics. The Haunted Mansion.
You've only got a Haunted Mansion.
No, I take it back.
You don't have a Haunted Mansion.
I have.
Tattoo.
I don't have a Haunted Mansion tattoo. No, that's a good idea. I could get one of those, couldn't I?
I've literally got the Haunted Mansion, Magic Kingdom, Orlando, Florida, tattooed on me pecker.
That's a bird that he's got.
Abbreviated.
Not anything else, because it wouldn't fit on there. My friend has got the scary wallpaper. The black shape.
Yeah, the purple and yeah.
She's got that tattooed on her leg. So
we've got coasters, coffee and tea coasters from the Haunted Mansion.
I've got Disney World version and Disneyland Paris versions because they were different headstones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so we've got two different sets of those coasters. But yeah, we do like that attraction. So my number one is Big Thunder Mountain. Now, like what I said about Pirates, I don't think Disney World's Big Thunder Mountain, unless you've got kidney stones, is the greatest version of Big Thunder Mountain. So it's quite funny in that although they're not the best versions of those attractions, I still love them in the same kind of way. I love Big Thunder Mountain. I've always loved Big Thunder Mountain, but personally, it's not the best version of that attraction to be found in Disney Park, but that doesn't stop it from being a great ride. And going back to what Mr. D was saying earlier about about Splash Mountain at night feeling like a different ride, that's the same with me with Big Thunder Mountain. I think it's a better attraction at night than it is during the day.
And nobody voted for
ride in the wilderness.
And nobody voted for It's a Small World. What's going on?
Well, I almost went for Winnie the Pooh. I was surprised actually.
I've just added
your number two.
I'm surprised no one mentioned Peter Pan actually, because Peter Pan's a very popular one.
Yeah.
And the Hall of Presents I've never ever done.
Oh, I love that. You can have a boss sleep in that.
Have you actually done it?
Yeah, loads of times.
Really?
Yeah, it's air conditioned. I met Lou Mongello in there. He's only a little fella.
That was an animatronic.
Is he about 4'11", as they say?
Yeah. That's
nice
his waist.
My daughter saw him at the half marathon, took a picture of him.
Yeah, I got his autograph in our autograph book.
Lou Mongello would have to come up to me wearing a name badge that said Lou Mongello and introduce himself by saying, "Hi, my name is Lou Mongello," for me to even know it was Lou Mongello.
Yeah, but he does wear a Lou Mongello t-shirt though.
With his face on.
He's like a short, fat Tim Tracker without the muzzy.
I heard Lou Mongello wears a That Florida Guy t-shirt.
Oh, we all wear them. I've got one of them.
Well, I wear my.
When you think about it, you've got
now, so with pride.
You should come back from Disney World really healthy because you've got Big Thunder Mountain that's a cure for kidney stones. You've got Tower of Terror that's a cure for constipation. And you've got the Hall of Presidents that's a cure for insomnia.
Perfect.
Now, just quickly before we wrap up.
So why is it I come back feeling absolutely wrecked?
That is true. You should feel better than that. Just before we wrap up this show, last week, my wife,
your wife,
went to Disneyland Paris without me, as I'm not bitter about at all.
What?
And my children. And there was a couple of things that happened that she wanted me to mention. I actually asked if she wanted to come on to talk about it, but she felt a bit embarrassed to, or a bit shy to. So she didn't want to. So she gave me some notes, but. She really enjoyed the new 25th anniversary parade during the day, which is the one they show on the TV adverts with the Maleficent dragon they've got in Florida as well. But she said that the new nighttime show, Illuminations, is a bit rubbish.
Oh.
In comparison to Disney Dreams. She said there's no story. What the heck is that? What are you slurping, Lucas?
It's Mr. Dolan and his quilt, I think.
What's that?
She said that whilst Disney Dreams had a storyline going through it, this felt more like a lot of things just put together, and there didn't seem to be anything that connected anything to it. It just seemed to be just random things. She still got emotional.
A bit like Universal.
Yeah. She still got She said she still got emotional watching it, and she got emotional talking about it. But she said it didn't have that magic that Disney Dreams had. So that was a bit of a shame. But one of the greatest things that happened during that holiday was my daughter she'd met a few of the characters by this point, but they had a princess show on the side stage next to the castle, and they happened to notice one day where the princesses go off to as they kind of like exit from the stage. So they stood nearby, and as they walked off, she caught the attention of Rapunzel, and Rapunzel took her hand and they walked off to Fantasyland together, and she was talking to her and asking her what her name was because she was wearing an Alice in Wonderland dress, and just asking her little questions, and like the joy on her face was just amazing. And it's those kind of things that, when those things happen, that's the Disney magic. They're the memories that you'll always have, and the things like that will keep you going back. Because it'll probably never happen again. Yeah. But the fact that it's happened will just, and we've got some very shaky cam footage of it, unfortunately, which I'm going to try and edit into something decent. But we'd love to find a cast member that was Rapunzel that day to let her know just how much that made her holiday, because I had a FaceTime call that night, and it was probably about 5 or 6 hours after the event, and she was still beaming from ear to ear from it. It's just amazing. And she even got to meet Alice in Wonderland, and that wasn't as exciting as meeting Rapunzel for her. It was just lovely. So all in all, I think they had a good trip, and I think we're going to try and go out a bit later on in the year. So I just thought I'd throw that in there as well, just in case she listens. But I think that's us done, isn't it? I don't think there's anything more we need to
I just want to do a quick shout out.
Please do.
To the Millwall Bushwacker.
Oh God.
He's a fucking arsehole.
Now, so the thing is, I showed this to Moab, and I said the problem is, like, I don't mind if somebody reviews the podcast or sends in an email and it's a bit rude or something like that. I've got no problem with that because people have got opinions and that's fine. What I hate is when somebody says stuff like that, and you've got no chance to reply. And I don't mean like even in a negative way. I want to know what they don't like. What is it that's led you to have that opinion or to anger you that much to actually spend 5 minutes of your time leaving that review? You know, what can we do to improve that? You've got no way of doing it. I looked at what a Millwall Bushwacker is, and the Millwall Bushwackers are the firm of Millwall. So immediately that makes him a tosser anyway. If you're thinking of some part of some fucking shitty football firm that thinks going around beating the crap out of people's like a good laugh. So to be honest, I don't really want you listening to this show anyway. But if you have got the balls, if you've actually got the balls to actually talk to us properly and not hide behind some shitty persona on iTunes, by all means get in touch with us on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Dis After Dark. You're probably not a member of the unofficial Dis After Dark army, admittedly, but you can email us at podcast. Is it podcastdisafterdark.com? No, what is it? disafterdark@gmail.com.
Yeah. The thing is, though, right? He might have a point after tonight's record.
Yeah.
But you know
ironic, but hey-ho.
I don't feel this podcast is any good. The sound quality is rubbish.
But I would say tonight, for whatever reason, and I will put this claim at the beginning of this podcast, we do have some sound issues. I don't know why. But generally, if you listen to some of our rivals... I don't like you. If you listen to some of our rivals, this podcast generally sounds pretty damn good. So we'll allow the shit one every now and again.
Yes, we are.
But yes, you might have a point on this one. But anyway, yeah, don't be a pussy. Email us and talk to us properly, and we'll gladly take any proper criticism on board and try and make things right.
That's if you can form any sentences and you don't have to get your mum to type your fucking typing.
He didn't even type it with his hands. He just headbutted the keyboard. Anyway, your turn, shithead. If you think you're hard enough. Good way to end the show, Craig. Thank you for that. So, with that said,
the bushwhacker's been bushwhacked.
I'll get Luke and Butch, the proper bushwhackers, to go and sort him out. New Zealand represent. Thank you for listening. If you made it this far, we'll be back with another Dis After Dark soon. We'll see you then. No one say anything? No
Good night.
Good night, Millwall.
Imagine, Bob.
Down the line.
We hope you've enjoyed this podcast. If you would like to support Dis After Dark and the other After Dark Network podcasts, please visit our website at www.patreon.com/Dis After Dark. That's patreon.com/Dis After Dark. Thank you. This podcast is part of the After Dark Podcast Network.